Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again brings to life Donna and the Dynamo's backstory in gloriously fun fashion, but hidden in that prequel story are many inconsistencies that contradict plot points and details from the original movie. Yippee-ki-yay movie lovers, it's Jan here, and today I'm going to reveal and explain 5 ways that Mamma Mia 2 completely ignored what happened in the first film. Obviously, some spoilers ahead if you haven't seen the movie. Apparently, resurrection is a thing in the Mamma Mia universe, because in the original movie it's heavily implied that Donna's mother is already dead.
Somebody up there has got it in for me. I bet it's my mother.
Oh, and wasn't she a ray of sun?
However, in the sequel, Donna's mother Ruby is still very much alive and kicking, and makes a late but show-stopping entrance in the form of Cher, who reunites with her lost love Cienfuegos while belting out Fernando. At the end of the day, Ruby's revival for Mamma Mia 2 is basically down to writer-director Ol Parker, who wrote the part specifically for Cher, and saw the chance to make the sequel deeper and moodier by digging into the strained mother-daughter relationship briefly mentioned in the first film. As if raising the dead wasn't enough, Cher is actually only 3 years older in real life than Meryl Streep, who plays her on-screen daughter. Still, Ol Parker says that Cher exists separate from time, and we should just enjoy the show and not worry our heads about such things. And I have to say, I agree with him, as frankly, who doesn't want to see Cher lend her inimitable style to ABBA classics while dressed in sparkly tops, white suits and flowered flares? In the first movie, Colin Firth's Harry tells Sophie that when he was young he bought a guitar for Donna and it cost him £10 and his Johnny Rotten t-shirt. Now, in the sequel, young Harry wears a Johnny Rotten t-shirt during his Parisian adventures with young Donna. But after he's bought the guitar, he's still wearing that same t-shirt. Also, how did he ever actually give young Donna that guitar? Because in the sequel, although Hugh Skinner's Harry does follow Donna to Greece, he misses the ferry to the island, and the last time we see him he's walking away from the dock lamenting his fate. Maybe in this new version of the story, young Harry decided to leave the guitar for Donna with someone on the island like Omid Jalili's Greek official, or perhaps there's a cutscene that explains how it ended up with her. Indeed, there does appear to be a missing part of the original Mamma Mia timeline in the sequel, because in the first film, Donna's diary says that Harry turned up out of the blue, so she said she'd show him the island. Speaking of Donna's diary, in the first movie it said she met and slept with Sam first on July the 17th, followed by Bill on August the 4th, and finally Harry on August the 11th. However, that's not quite the way things happen in the sequel. In Here We Go Again, Donna first meets and sleeps with a young Harry in Paris. Then she meets but doesn't sleep with a young Bill in Greece, after which she meets and falls in love with a young Sam, and finally she meets up with Bill again and this time sleeps with him. When Lily James was cast in the lead, she says she was so clear that Donna's sex life had to be celebrated, but admits that at first she was worried the producers would try and dampen it down, so she was very glad when they embraced it. For writer-director Ol Parker, although Donna's 3 relationships are relatively short, it was important to make each one meaningful. And I think that's the key to why he changed the order of events from Donna's original diary. The idea being that Harry was a charming vacation fling, then she fell in love with Sam but he was already engaged and left her, at which point Bill was there to help her over her broken heart. Another miraculous thing about the Mamma Mia universe is how people's eye colours seem to completely change over the years. So, Alexa Davies' young Rosie has blue eyes compared to Julie Walters' brown eyes, Hugh Skinner's eyes as young Harry are much lighter than Colin Firth's brown eyes, and while Meryl Streep's Donna has blue eyes, Lily James has brown eyes. Although the filmmakers wanted the younger characters to really remind audiences of their older counterparts, they were never looking for a mirror image. When Here We Go Again was casting, Lily James was actually busy on a publicity tour for Baby Driver, but director Ol Parker insisted the Mamma Mia team wait until she had time to meet with them. That's because, as the filmmakers have said, Lily transcends whether you think she looks exactly like Meryl. She's a tour de force and a natural storyteller in her singing. For her part, James has said she tried to pick a few characteristics or expressions or a physicality that would make us hopefully believe her version of Donna would grow into Meryl Streep's. And Streep herself has given James her seal of approval, saying she really did capture young Donna's spirit. It's perhaps a little odd that James or the other actors didn't wear coloured contacts to change their eye colour for the film, so I wonder if maybe one of them couldn't wear them for some reason, or maybe the filmmakers thought it just wasn't a big deal. Either way, their different eye colours totally pale into insignificance when you consider their great performances, especially Lily James and the way she brings to life a young Donna. And let's not forget what Donna's 3 love interests looked like when they first met her in the original movie compared to how they look in the sequel. Gone are young Sam's long locks, headband, large moustache and hippie clothes. And young Bill has also had a bit of a haircut and a change of wardrobe from his more flower power style too. Young Harry still has a leather jacket, but gone are his studded leather choker and eyeliner, and his hairstyle's also less punky. Of course, as Colin Firth, Pierce Brosnan and Stellan Skarsgård very briefly played younger versions of themselves in the original movie, the costume and makeup department had a bit of fun with how they made those actors look different from their present-day selves at the time. However, the filmmakers obviously didn't want to extend that few seconds long joke from the original film into a very lengthy joke in the sequel, and so when it came to clothes and hairstyles, they went for less exaggerated looks that would appeal more generally to modern audiences. By the way, Omid Jalili's Greek official really did seem very interested in people's changing hairstyles, perhaps a bit of meta-commentary and a wink to fans of the franchise. Of course, when they made the original Mamma Mia, they didn't intend to make a sequel, so their creative decisions then didn't take into account what they might want to do in a second movie. 10 years later, they didn't want to be constrained too much by choices made or throwaway lines in the first film. For me, the differences are interesting as they give us some insight into the filmmakers' thought processes, and I still really love both the movies. They're made to be fun, enjoyable and entertaining, and they are. So did any of these changes bother you, and did you spot any other differences between the two movies? Let me know in the comments below. For a chance to win one of these awesome Mamma Mia Too Much packs, make sure you subscribe, leave me a comment about the film, and also tap the Gleam link in the video description below to register your entry. I'll have a brand new Mamma Mia video for you shortly, so tap left to watch the next one, or tap right for my full Mamma Mia and musicals playlist. If you enjoyed this, I really appreciate a thumbs up. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Yippee-ki-yay, movie lovers!